Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Only Connect. You may be aware that this quiz is all about making connections, and the two teams with me now are connected in the sense that they are both champions. The Crossworders stormed to victory in the first series of Only Connect, and the new kids on the block are the Rugby Boys who ran away with the second series. And now, like King Kong and Godzilla, they must take each other on. Ambulances are standing by. Now, both teams have won the right to be here, and we've met them both several times before. Nevertheless, we have a format to stick to, so let's meet them again. The Crossworders are Mark Grant, an accountant with a BA in Criminology and Philosophy from the University of Melbourne, Ian Bailey, a senior lecturer in computer science, and their captain David Stainer, by profession a solicitor, but more importantly a huge fan of Exeter City Football Club. Together they are the Crossworders. Lovely to see you again, Crossworders. Have you won anything lately?
Funny you should say that. We were 3/4 of the team that defended its European quiz team title in Oslo in November.
So technically you are European champions of quizzing?
There's a number of different competitions, but in one of them we are the European champions.
Oh, it's like boxing, it's a disputed title?
There's just a lot of different events, you know, like a pairs title and a nation title, and we're the club team champions.
Well, we're very proud to have the European quizzing champions here. I'm sure it'll be horrible news for your opponents. Let's go over and meet them. They are all former rugby players from South Wales. Richard Parnell, an ex-policeman and holiday rep who teaches English as a foreign language. Mark Lavitt, a teacher from Newport. And their captain, Gary Dermody, the steward at the recreational club where the team meets. They are the Rugby Boys. Now, Gary, did you get to see any of the Crossworders' performance in the first series of Only Connect?
We did. We saw the one match, and they played very well.
But do you think they'll be easy meat for you?
I don't think they'll be easy at all. Just meat.
You had quite an easy run of it in the second series of Only Connect. You managed to fight off the opposition without much difficulty.
I don't think you're playing against the opposition. I think you're playing against yourselves. It's whether or not you can get the answers. Nothing to do with the opposition.
Well, let's see if you're going to be a strong or weak opponent for yourselves this evening. With that philosophically baffling idea, let's begin round one. In this round, I simply ask the teams to tell me what connects 4 clues. Although the fewer clues you need to see before giving me the correct answer, the more points you get. But if you get it wrong, then I will simply throw it over to the other team for a possible bonus. Now, Rugby Boys, you won the toss, but you elected to send the Crossworders in first. So, David, if you'd like to please select a letter.
Epsilon, please.
Epsilon. So, beginning our quest to determine the champion of champions, and your time starts now.
Vacuum cleaner. Didn't he
That's
not
Hubert Booth, isn't it? Should we get next one? Next, please. Yes,
I don't know who that is. Fashion model?
Is he a leader of like Afghanistan or something?
No, it's not.
No, next, please. Mr. Toad.
Okay, so Toad is in Hall.
So I think we'll need to go for another one.
Cars.
What's that?
He's on the head of motor cars.
Okay, next,
10
please.
seconds.
Dressing up
5
as a woman.
seconds.
Yeah.
Dressing up as a woman.
They all dressed up as women.
Give me a little bit more detail.
Well, Bonnie Prince Charlie disguised himself as a woman called Betty Burke in order to get out of the country after the failed Jacobite rebellion. Mr. Toad certainly dressed up as a woman in order to get out of prison in The Wind and the Willows.
So did they all dress up as a woman to make their escape from somewhere?
That's it. They dressed as women to escape. You don't know Sir George Booth?
And I don't know the other one
I feel
either.
I ought to, but I don't know.
Attempted to restore Charles II to the throne in a sort of coup that went wrong. He had to run away. Yassin Omar.
He was a terrorist suspect, wasn't he, who dressed up as a woman to flee Britain recently?
He fled London in a burqa after the 21/7 terrorist attempt, but was subsequently arrested. No. Rugby Boys, please pick a letter.
Alpha, please.
Alpha, your time starts now.
Fug. Indian word? Fuggy?
Well, I've another one.
Derivation. Next, please.
Punt.
Yeah.
Well, is this a trap? These are all words that come from Hindi, is it?
Well, it would be. It looks a bit obvious, then, isn't it?
No, is it too obviously? You take one more?
No, go for it, I would.
Oh, go on then.
Hindi words.
Yeah.
Yeah, words, Indian words. Hindi.
They are words that derive from the Indian language, the Hindi language.
Too obvious to you, maybe, Series 2 champions, but that is the answer. The other clues would have been juggernaut and dungaree, but forgetting it after just 2 clues. 3 points to you. Back to the crossworders.
Could we have delta, please?
You certainly could. Your time starts now.
Okay, this is a
that's
piece
by
by
George
John
Antill.
Antill. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, should we go next?
Next, yeah.
Next, please.
Top Hat caused the riots when it was first shown.
Did
Was there
it?
any sort of riot
Doesn't make it-
associated with the
We'll go for the next
American
one.
English?
Next, please.
Yes, yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
that caused a riot.
The premiere show caused a riot.
The premieres caused a riot of those things.
Well, I'll accept that. On the appearance of these things, riots were caused.
Okay,
Fourth clue would have been...
The
Rite of Spring.
Oh, you knew it was going to be the Rite of Spring.
Well, it's guessable now.
And do you know what the other things are?
Well, The Plough and the Stars was a play by Sean O'Casey,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Ballet
And-
Mechanics by Antal.
Yeah, and a top hat is something you wear on your head,
No,
which caused the riots because he had a feather in his hat or something.
no, he just looked really bizarre.
He just looked
They thought
strange.
he looked really strange.
Oh,
so he's
okay,
beaten
that
up.
caused a riot, yeah.
And the Plough and the Stars, of course, play about the Easter Rising that was on the Abbey Theatre. Riots there. So,
yeah.
very good. Getting that after 3 clues. 2 points to you. And it's back to the Rugby Boys.
Beta, please.
Beta. Time starts now.
Close mid front rounded vowel.
Oh,
Diphthongs? Something in
something we'll try next one.
Next,
perhaps?
please.
diminished chord. Half diminished chord.
Something to do with the shape of them.
They're all the same shape.
Close.
I
Half
don't
diminished
know.
chord.
Next one.
I don't know what that means.
Next, please.
Danish for island. Is it all the letter O? O.
Yeah,
O.
makes a lot
happy
of
with
sense.
that? Yeah, go on.
Go on.
O. As in the letter O.
I can't accept that. I'm going to throw it over to the crossworders. I'll show you the final clue.
Empty sound. Oh, that's an O with a slash through it.
Okay, yeah. An O with a slash through it.
They are all represented by a 0 or a circle with a diagonal line through it. Very important to have that absolutely specific, because of course an O on its own wouldn't represent all those things. So I'm afraid it's a bonus point to the crossworders. And you may now pick your own letter.
Zeta, please.
Zeta, that is the sound that indicates it will be a music question. Time starts now.
It's 8 half time, isn't it?
Yes.
At 8 half. No,
Oh,
no,
yes.
No, some others do have it.
Yeah.
it,
yeah. Should we get next? I don't recognise it. Should we go next?
Yeah.
Could be relatives in the name. Next. Sounds a bit
Is
like...
that the end of Mars from
Don't
the
know.
planets?
Should we
10
go
seconds.
next? Oh, is it? Yeah, that's it's
5
Inspector
seconds.
Morse's.
Oh, yes. So,
Morse codes in them. Pieces of music with things written in code in them.
Little more specific.
Morse code.
You just about clawed it back. They are pieces of music that contain Morse code. Some mothers do have them. The theme tune. Second piece was YYZ by Rush. Then we heard The Four Just Men, which was a theme tune from a TV series in the 1950s, and Inspector Morse. Over to you, Rugby Boys, to pick a letter.
Gamma, please.
Gamma. This is going to be a picture question. Time starts now.
The young Paul Daniels.
Paul Daniels, yeah. Oh, rabbit.
What's he got? Cards in his hat. Magic circle.
Magic.
Next, please.
No idea.
No idea at all.
It's a bit like J.K. Rowling, but it isn't, so that doesn't help.
No, it's
Sim Cook.
Could be. Next, please. That's an old man, and Paul Daniels is an old man.
Yeah.
So we
I don't know.
know.
You better go for the last one.
Next, please.
That's Tony Hawks, who did what's naming tennis in Moldova and stuff like that.
Is it games?
Oh, they all games.
5 seconds.
They've all got computer games named after them.
I'm afraid they have not, so I'm going to throw it over to the crossworders for a possible bonus.
I've apps. Morris Minors.
Talk me through that.
Well, I know that Tony Hawks was the one of his alternative identities was the singer Morris Minor in the 1980s. So just plucking at straws, really.
I'll tell you what it is. They are all celebrities from whose names, if you were to drop the final letter, you get another celebrity. The magician Paul Daniels, drop that, becomes Paul Daniel, the conductor. Second picture is the author Kate Moss, who only has to drop an E to resemble the famous model. Don't worry, lawyers, I'm speaking purely linguistically. Then there's Alistair Cook, the broadcaster, but without the E, same name as the cricketer. Then Tony Hawks, the comedian, could become Tony Hawk. A skateboarder. Yes, that was a cunning little clue, wasn't it? So, looking at the scores at the end of round 1, the Rugby Boys have got 3 points, but the Crossworders are in the lead with 5 points. In round 2, there will still be connected clues, but first the teams must work out the connection and then they must tell me what comes fourth in the sequence. I'll be showing them the first clue, and the fewer extra clues they need to see before telling me what might come fourth, the more points they can pick up. Crossworders, you'll be going first again, so please pick a letter.
Epsilon, please.
Epsilon, the first in a sequence is coming up. What might come fourth? Time starts now.
Maybe it's what's she famous for?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Next, please.
She
Was
was
she
the
married
wife
to
of
Johnny
Johnny
Cash?
Cash. Were they all married to Johnny Cash?
I can't think.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. Should we go next? Next, please. Okay, are they the people that were married to the Best Actor Oscar something like that?
Yes, who's after
play-
Helen? 2007, it's Edith Piaf.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Edith Piaf.
Why would that be?
We think they're the characters played by successive winners of the Best Actress Oscar. Is that what we think? I think
Yeah.
that's what we
From
think.
2005 to 2008, that is absolutely correct. Disappointing. I was hoping you were going to suggest that Elizabeth II had been married to Johnny Cash, but no. Do you know who the actresses were that won those prizes?
Helen Mirren.
Hilary Swank, Reese Witherspoon, Helen Mirren, and Marion Cotillard.
That's it. Well done for getting those points. Over to the Rugby Boys to pick a letter.
Alpha, please.
Alpha, time starts now.
That's EG.
No, DGs, yes.
It's EDG. Isn't that some kind of European
Yeah, it does a bit.
community?
Should we have another one then?
Yeah, go on.
Next, please.
CDEC.
Hang on, this rings a bell, but for why? I can't just have it again.
CDEC.
Try again, bud.
Next, please.
ECDG.
Are these chords of notes? Try,
Are they? Does it make?
10 seconds.
but I don't know.
3 seconds.
I don't know.
E, D, C, C.
That is not the correct answer. So over to the Crossworders for a possible
Should we
bonus.
just guess any
Just
sequence?
guess-
D, E, C, D.
You're not correct. Rugby Boys, you said it rang a bell. Did it ring a bell that went a bit like this? Da 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 da. I appreciate that when I sing it, there's no relation to the notes written there, but they are the Westminster chimes. The fourth chime would go G, D, E, C. It rang a bell, but not quite loud enough. Crossworders, please pick a letter.
A beta, please.
Beta, time starts now.
So I
Surely. Should we move on? Next, please.
Oh, they must be.
Callisto,
So Callisto and Ganymede.
Which
But I
one?
don't know which. Oh, well, it could be in order of size, in which case Ganymede is the
Ganymede
biggest. But it could be order of discovery as well. So it can't be short,
No,
can
but
we?
they're for Galilean moons.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
they
I know.
are,
Yeah,
but which-
but is it
what's the
Callisto
order?
next or Ganymede? Now, Ganymede is the biggest, so
Yeah.
it could be in order of size, but that's a bit of a
Is
risk.
Callisto the section? Should we go next? I think we'll have
Yeah.
to go next, please. All right, should we? Yeah.
Yeah, Callisto. Yeah.
Callisto.
Callisto is the correct answer. So in what sequence do you think they've been placed? What's the order?
The 4 Galilean moons of Jupiter. Order of
Probably
discovery.
Since it's
no,
not
order,
of size.
order out from Jupiter.
That's
yeah,
it.
that's a good
Moving outwards from Jupiter. Simple as that. Well done, 2 points. Rugby Boys, please pick a letter.
Zeta, please.
Zeta. This is going to be a picture question. So I'd like to know what sort of thing you'd expect to see in the fourth picture. Time starts now.
Sand.
Sand. See. Next.
Next, please.
I got sand.
That's
It's
a
a
weight.
weight. It looks like there's 1 ton written on it.
As you've got better eyesight.
I am.
Right,
Right, for
1 ton.
2020, thank goodness.
Good. Next, please. It's a race.
Tenner.
It's
It's
a
tenner.
pod.
Tenner.
Tenner.
Tenner. It's money.
10
isn't it?
seconds.
It's slang down from there.
So,
Five.
fiver.
Something.
Fiver from Watership down. A rabbit.
I'm afraid that is not the correct answer. I'm going to go over to the Crossworders for a possible bonus.
So do you think it's 1? Do you think it's 1,110? 1?
I can't let you debate it.
£1.
Do you think those other pictures actually represent money?
All right, £1 weight. Something representative of £1
Too
sterling.
late now. Those are pictures of things which represent slang terms for money. Right. Dividing down by 10, £1,000, bag of sand, ton for 100, Ayrton Senna a tenner. What I wanted to hear about was something in the last picture that would be slang for £1. We've gone with dustbin lid for £1, possibly a sov, a nugget, a nigger. Something that was slang for £1 would have been the answer. So, no bonus points, but you may pick your own letter.
Gamma, please.
Gamma, time starts now.
Okay.
4.688 years. I think we'll need to go for...
There could be a half-life or something.
Yeah.
So 3...
Should we just go for it?
Is that something like a million seconds, a trillion seconds or something like that?
It could be. Next, please. Well, how many seconds might that be? There's 86,400 seconds in a day, isn't there? So that's about 1 million seconds, so 100,000 seconds.
So,
should we get next?
Yeah.
Next.
A single second it would be.
Okay, so that's...
that probably is
that's
1,000 seconds.
So
1 single second.
A single second, 1 second.
On what grounds?
We think that they represent... Well, certainly we think the days is 1 million seconds. We think the minutes is 1,000 seconds. So we're dividing by 1,000 each time to reach 1 second.
That's exactly it. A gigasecond, a megasecond, a kilosecond, dividing down by 1,000 each time. A single second. So you get your 2 points. Rugby Boys, back to you, and I believe the final letter is Delta. Time starts now.
Racial suffrage. Coming next after that. Racial suffrage.
This is the amendments to the US Constitution.
So what's that? 20?
I'd have the next one, but I got to think it's going to be the
please.
Volstead Act, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's about...
So prohibition. Do you want to gamble on it? We're
Might
behind.
as well go on.
The Volstead Act or prohibition.
Prohibition.
For what reason?
They're the amendments to the
15th,
US
16th,
Constitution.
17th, 18th Amendment to US Constitution. Sorry.
Shut up.
Well, whoever gives me the answer, it is the correct one. The 17th Amendment would have been direct election to the Senate, and the one we were looking for, prohibition of alcohol. So very well done. 3 points to you. And that means at the end of round 2, the Rugby Boys have improved to 6 points, but the Crossworders are still in the lead with 11 points. So it's the connecting wall, where I give the team 16 clues which they must sort into 4 neatly connected groups of 4. Rugby Boys, you'll be going first this time. First decision, would you like wall alpha or beta?
Alpha, please.
The alpha wall is about to be unveiled. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve it. Time starts now.
Gorky writers, Napoleon, Dolly Parton.
Superiority complex, Oedipus complex.
Yeah.
There are other, I might not all know all of those.
Napoleon complex.
That might be right, mightn't it?
And Commander complex? Yeah. Try it. No. Well, there's definitely 3 of them, so...
Oedipus's Commander complex.
No, Napoleon complex.
And Dolly Parton complex, Louis Brown.
Countdown complex, Essen complex. Asterix complex, I don't know. No, well, let's have a think about it.
I'll have to think about it.
Go on, you try and get
Dolly
something.
Parton.
Yeah. No, Dolly Parton. Louise Brown was Test Tube Baby.
Chat room.
Crayon. Chat room. Crayon.
Gorky.
Maxim Gorky, poet, writer.
Charles Dickens, Gorky.
Okay.
Vitamin B complex.
Oh, of course. Well done.
That's a group.
Asterix the Gaul, Commander-in-Chief, Countdown. Wing Commander? Oh, there's a game called Wing Commander.
You've used 1 minute.
Diners Club.
Diners Club card.
Are these something to do with years? 79, Louise Brown, anything else there?
That's Essence.
Was it 70?
Hang on, Little Willie's a bomb, isn't it? Oh, it was a tank.
Little Willie was a tank, yeah. These weapons of some
Weapons.
kind.
Well, Dolly Parton was a... wasn't... Oh, no, I think it's
Diners Club was the first card. Louis Brown was the first whaler. Little Willie was the first bomb.
First
and
tank, yeah.
Countdown was the first one on Channel 4.
Yes, well
That's
done.
a group. Now it's 3 strikes and you're out for the remaining
Yeah.
2 groups.
Right.
Gorky.
And 1 minute left.
Asterix, Commander.
Look for a word in front of them or behind them.
I'm tempted to go for
Room,
Gorky.
Crayon Room.
I'm tempted to go for Gorky,
Gorky
Dickens
Park.
Park, and
Any other
Asterix.
Dolly Parton theme park? Any parks in there?
Yeah, Asterix is a
Asterix
theme
is a
park.
theme park. Maxim Gorky is a theme park.
Is it?
There's a Gorky Park.
Gorky Park,
Religious
Dolly
parks.
Park,
And-
and Crayon Park, Chat Park.
Charles Dickens?
And
I've got 3
Park.
guesses.
Commander Park.
Park Commander.
Right, so try the 3 again.
2 attempts
Right,
now.
we've tried Commander.
And 30
Chat
seconds.
Park, Crayon Park, Essence
Crayon
Park.
Park sounds good.
You sure? I'd go for Essence or Charles Dickens myself.
Dickens Park.
Essence Park or Charles Dickens Park?
Dickens Park, Charles Park, something like that.
Now, what can they?
Right, quickly, Essence
Park,
Park.
Essence Commander.
You've solved the grid. You're going to get 4 points for those groups. Let's go through them for the connections. Oedipus, Napoleon, vitamin B superiority.
They're
all
complex.
As you've already said, they're complexes for 1 point. Next group, Countdown, Little Willie, Diners Club, Louise Brown.
Countdown, it was the first programme on Channel 4. Little Willie was the first tank. Diners Club was the first credit card, and Louise Brown was the first SU baby. They're all firsts.
They are examples of the first in their category. Next one, Maxim Gorky, Dolly Parton, Charles Dickens, Asterix.
Gorky Park, Dolly Parton's theme park, Asterix Park, and Charles Dickens has a park as well.
Do you know what Dolly Parton's theme park is called?
Dollywood.
Dollywood, of course. And the last group.
Oil.
Oil is not the connection. Now, this is a really fiendish one. This is what we call faux amis. They are words which, when written down, mean something different in French than they do in English. So, essence is petrol to the French. Commander is actually a verb to order. Chat, a cat, and crayon, a pencil. That's what they are. Nevertheless, you get 4 points for solving the grid and 3 bonus points for the connections, making a total of 7 points. So well done, Rugby Boys. Let's see how their opponents get on. We're going to give them a fresh new wall, 16 new clues, but the same rules. They must sort them into 4 connected groups of 4. So Crossworders, you'll be getting the beta wall. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve it, and your time starts now.
Well, that's a book. Syndrome.
Stockholm Stendhal syndrome.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
What other sort of syndromes?
Wonderland.
Is it Alice in Wonderland syndrome?
Yeah, maybe.
Think of one. Okay, well, he's a driver.
Artemis Fowl is a character.
Is he the son? And Nelson Piquet, was he the father?
They're both called the same card
Yeah.
game surname. Oh my word.
Yeah.
And people associated with the letter W.
Yes.
No,
W-O,
I can't.
yeah,
I
that's-
can't link.
What famous full pounds
what's,
as a letter? So W.
Okay.
Doesn't pick any. Okay. Should we just do the one?
Should we
more?
try get the syndromes?
Yes.
Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerusalem syndrome.
Okay.
That's a group.
Okay, good. Okay. Biscuit. The elbow.
What's
the
he?
elbow.
He's a children's author.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Ewan Colfer.
Yeah.
It's a
You've
character.
used
isn't
1
it?
minute.
Yeah.
Dallas,
Jelly? What's jelly famous for? Jelly sandwiches?
Green jelly,
These jelly has got a different name. It means a different
yeah,
thing
jelly
in America.
biscuit, purse, and suspenders mean one thing in America.
Yeah,
should we
yeah,
go with that?
yeah.
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 Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Right now.
That's 2 groups, so it's 3
Okay.
strikes
Yeah.
and you're out. Be
Okay.
careful.
So children's
Nelson
author.
Piquet,
What's special about the
Brazilian.
elbow? You can't lick your elbow. Is that important? John Wayne licked cancer, but
1
that's not
minute
good,
left.
is it?
Well, cancer and Hamlet is to do with tobacco, aren't they? Allegedly.
Yeah. George, that's a senior, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
something to
people
do.
with the same names as their father. Yeah,
Yes.
Hamlet,
Oh,
Roy
yeah.
Orbison, George Bush,
Okay.
Nelson
Possibly.
Piquet.
Yeah. Now, what
would
about the
link
rest
these
of it?
for? Dallas.
Dallas is an assassinations in
yeah,
Texas.
cancer. Things that killed. Things that killed. No.
Killed. No.
Cancer.
What else do we know
tropics,
about?
30 seconds left.
Dallas, Texas. I don't know anything about this Artemis Fowl, I'm afraid.
No.
The elbow, things that bend, Dallas. All right, well,
Yeah.
no, we've still got. I'll tell you what, I'm going to press 3 of the ones we think are linked. Shall I press it
Yeah,
now?
press it.
Just,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
2 lives left now.
Oh, no. I'm just pressing, aren't I?
1 life.
Okay, definite.
Artemis Fowl.
With just a couple of seconds to go, you've solved the wall, so that's 4 points immediately. Let's go for the bonuses. Alice in Wonderland, Stockholm, Jerusalem, Stendhal.
The different types of syndrome.
Do you know what they are?
Stockholm syndrome is hostages bonding with their hostage takers. Stendhal syndrome is
Being
of
overwhelmed
depression
with
or grief
art.
by art.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know either of the
Jerusalem syndrome, simply delusions after visiting Jerusalem. Alice in Wonderland syndrome, difficulty perceiving the size of objects. biscuit, jelly, purse, suspenders.
We think they're things that mean one thing in American English and a different thing in British English.
Absolutely right for a bonus. Hamlet, George Bush, Artemis Fowl, Nelson Piquet.
We think they're people that have the same names as their fathers.
Yes, Artemis Fowl,
Yeah.
his father is referred to
Okay.
as Artemis Fowl Senior. And the last group, Dallas, Cancer, Roy Orbison, the Elbow.
Yeah, I don't know the other two.
Yeah.
Preceded by Big C, Cancer, Big O, Roy Orbison.
That's absolutely it. Dallas is referred to by Americans as the Big D, and you can say giving someone the Big E, giving them the elbow. So you get 4 points for the groups. You get 4 bonuses for the connections. You get 2 extra bonus points for getting it all correct. Seems like our old champions have still got it. It's the maximum of 10 points. Let's see what that does to the scores. After some impressive grid work, the Rugby Boys have got 13 points and the Crossworders have got 21 points. So it's on with our final round, missing vowels. This is where we take names or phrases like only connect, remove the vowels and squidge together the consonants. The teams then have to decipher what the names and phrases are. They're all connected to each other, of course. I will tell you those connections up front and they'll come in groups of 4. If you guess wrongly by so much as a letter, you will lose a point and I'll throw it to the other team for a bonus. So don't throw the quiz away by mistake. Fingers on buzzers. I can tell you that the first group are all verse forms. Crossword.
High Q.
1 point. Rugby.
Sorry.
You lose a point, possible bonus.
Rondo.
Rondo for 1 point. Next clue. Rugby.
No.
Lose a point, I'm afraid. Possible bonus.
Iambic verse.
Yes, it is for a bonus. Next clue. Crossword.
Italian sonnet.
1 point. Next category, tools on Swiss Army knives. Crossword.
Bottle opener.
1 point. Crossword.
Nail file.
Very handy. Next clue. Rugby.
Needle in splinters.
I'm afraid not. You're going to have to lose a point. Possible bonus. Too long. It's the very convenient needle nose pliers. Next clue. Crossword.
Fish scala.
We've all used it. 1 point. Next category. People on the Sgt. Pepper album cover. Crossworders.
Aubrey Beardsley.
1 point. Crossworders.
Fred Astaire.
Another point. Rugby.
So there's any left at this timber is not there.
I'm going to have to take another point away. There's a possible bonus.
Stuart Sutcliffe.
It is the painter Stuart Sutcliffe. Next clue. Rugby.
Mae West.
You've got a point. Next category. Parts of a biological cell. Crossword.
Golgi body.
1 point to you. Crossworders.
Mitochondrion.
Another point. Rugby.
Ribosome.
Yes, it is 1 point. That last one was vacuole, but the sound means it's the end of the quiz. And after an amazing round 4, looking at the scores, with 11 points, mere champions, it's the Rugby Boys. But with 33 points, the team declared champion of champions is the Crossworders. Many congratulations to you. I can only hope to see you in another 2 series time to find out who'll be champion of champions of champions. Well done to you too, though, Rugby Boys. You're still, after all, champions. Thank you for joining us. Until we meet again, if you feel a yearning to try to make sense of obscure, apparently random connections, try travelling by train. Goodbye.